computer. Okay. Good evening, everyone. Today is August 29th, 2022. It is Monday. It is 5:00 p.m. My name is Jocelyn Campbell, and I am the chair of the Nahant Zoning Board of Appeals. And with me tonight is Michael Raworth and Caitlin Kelly, both members of the Zoning Board of Appeals. And what we're going to do tonight is hear the application from David and Catherine Carter regarding 265 Castle Road. This was filed on July 7th, 2022. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to review the advertisement that was placed. I've already introduced the board members. And then what we'll do is we'll listen to your presentation of your matter. And then we will check for anybody who wants to speak in favor or against this matter. And we'll talk about the list of people we received via email who wrote in favor of the matter. And then we will do some deliberations amongst ourselves, and the public does not participate in that portion. And then we'll hopefully come to some type of decision tonight. Sometimes we can, and sometimes we cannot. If we cannot, then we'll continue the matter to a date certain. All right, so being 5:00, I'm going to quickly read for you the advertisement that was placed in the Lynn item on August 15th and 22nd. And a public hearing will be held for the Zoning Board of Appeals on Monday, August 29th at 5 p.m. via remote technology via Zoom. And the purpose of the meeting is a petition filed by David and Catherine Carter, owners of the property at 265 Castle Road, Nahant, Massachusetts, seeking a special permit to demo and rebuild a single-family dwelling in violation of Section 703E of the Nahant zoning bylaws. So that's the advertisement that was placed. And so now I think what I'd like to do is to have you make your presentation to us. You have an attorney tonight, or you'll be speaking on your own behalf?
I think we're going to be speaking on our own behalf, and hopefully our architect will also be able to give a presentation.
Okay, great. Go ahead.
I could maybe start.
Why don't you do that?
Catherine and I have lived in Nahant now at this address for 36 years, a little more than 36 years. And the house here is about maybe 1,200 square feet. It was built more than 100 years ago. There's a photograph of it with the Relay House Hotel in the background and a big wraparound porch that's up in the upstairs of the library that I believe is dated as 1905, something like that. Anyhow, we've lived here very happily and raised two daughters at this address. The house, because it was originally built as a summer cottage and built quite a long time ago, is quite a long ways from meeting modern building standards. So for example, instead of maybe 16-inch centers on floor joists, we have 36-inch centers or more on the floor joists for the upstairs. I'm not sure that the insulation in the main part of the house is
Go ahead, keep going. Mr. Carter, I can't hear you very well.
Yeah, I stopped talking. So.
Okay, I'm hearing some background music. Could everyone else besides Mr. Carter mute their everyone else here.
Someone needs to mute.
I'm trying to.
Yeah, I'm just going to mute everyone myself, okay? Because this is going to be a problem for us. Okay, go ahead.
I'm sorry, this isn't in person anyhow. I was saying that the house has served us very well, but it's built a very long time ago and to very old standards. And what we'd like to do is build a new home on the same site. We really like this location that we're at, and we're very fond of all our neighbors, and Nahant's a wonderful place. But we would like to modernize, build a house that's just a little bit larger with a garage that could accommodate an electric car, and build it very energy efficient. A goal, as I said earlier, would be for it to be net zero and heated with a a heat pump and solar panels on the roof. So that's what we'd like to do in order to make this acceptable to the town. I think that the main features of our lot and our house layout right now are the lot is only about 5,200 square feet. And I know that we're in a 10,000 square foot zoning area. And also we're built right on the property line of our property that's owned by our very nice neighbor, Brian Blair, who I see has just joined the call. To make things a little more acceptable for our new plans, what we'd like to do is build in such a way that we conform to all the setback requirements and all the other zoning requirements, except for, of course, the square foot of the lot, which we can't really do anything about. So that's what we have in mind. Our application, we've been working with Heather Deshane at HND Architects in Marblehead for a long time. And she's done a terrific job for us. And, you know, we've changed direction several times over the course of the number of years we've been working with her. But I know she's prepared a package that you guys would have in front of you now that shows both what the existing house is and what the plans are for the new house. She also has some drawings, some color drawings from a 3D model that she's made that you wouldn't have yet, showing what this house will look like from the outside.
Okay.
When it's built.
Do you think Heather would like to show those to us now? We can just keep moving. Okay, great. Thank you.
Can I just put the dogs really outside the house so they
Go
stop
ahead, take
barking?
your time, sir. Go ahead. Maybe Heather, you can kind of get your introduction out of the way while he's doing that.
Sure. Hi, I'm Heather Deshanes, H&D Architects, and I'd like to share my screen if that's possible.
Of course.
Okay, all right. And would you like, actually, I know that you should all have a copy of the 1117 CAD drawings. So
Yes.
I'm going to start with, actually, I'm going to start with one of those, the architectural landscape drawing, which just compares the footprint, and then I can show you the model. I also have copies of the neighbor approval, and we can get that to the town, to the building department.
Okay. If you want to share your screen, you should be able to now.
Okay. Can everybody see that?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So this is what David was talking about. This drawing up here is the existing site plan, and then down below is the proposed. So this is currently the existing house sits pretty much right up against the property line within the side yard setback. And with the new proposed new house footprint, we'd like to locate it so that it is not in any of the side backs. So it's within the buildable area, as you can see here, as well as the deck at the back of the house. I don't want to waste too much of your time, but do you want me to walk you through the existing and proposed drawings?
No, I don't think it's necessary. I think just kind of maybe just a,
Okay.
we've already studied everything. So if you could just kind of go
That's-
through, and if there's anything particular you want to show us, go ahead.
Okay, sure. I just want to show you, the Carters have spoken to their neighbors. These
You
are
have
the
that already.
signatures.
We have that, Heather.
You have that, okay, all right. And so everything in blue, you can see everybody around them is in support of the project. And then this is the model. So this is from the northeast. So it's the kind of the corner of Castle and Range Road. And then if we go on, then this is actually from Castle Road. So this would be their new driveway with new parking, new garage under the house. And then this is the side that butts up to the neighbors, the side that's currently non-conforming. And then we have the view from Range Road. with a new deck, and then the new front entrance on Castle Road is over here. It's about 2 feet taller than the existing house, and the footprint is about just over 300 square feet larger. Do you have any questions for me?
Both the changes in the height and the additional square feet do not create a non-conformity, I gather.
Correct.
Great, thank you.
Correct. We still, yes.
So the only non-conformity that will exist is the one that you all started out with, which is the lot size, correct?
Correct, the lot size and the frontage.
Right.
But we are improving the side yard setback, and we will conform to the building height. We will be under the required 30 feet, and also we will adhere to the building coverage and the minimum open space land coverage.
I don't see those solar panels, David.
Oh. Talking to Tesla right now.
Okay.
Okay. So Michael and Caitlin, did you have any questions for the applicant or for the architect?
I think all of mine have been answered. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't have any questions.
Okay, great. All right, so probably you don't need to share your screen anymore. I'll let you know if we need that back. Okay, set this back here. Okay, great. All right, so I don't really have any questions because I can see myself that there's no change in anything except, as you said, the only thing is the lot area. There's no new nonconformities here. What's your timeline for getting this done?
I don't think we know the answer to that because we weren't really sure when it was going to start, which is a crazy answer. The builder, maybe Heather can address that. I'm certainly within the 6-month timeframe to start. I'm sorry, that's no answer at all. But
No, just curious as to when you're going to do it. So
yeah,
We'd like to do it soon.
yeah,
you
right.
want to do it soon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'd like to do it soon.
Yeah.
Okay, so since we have no further questions from each other, first I'd like to ask if there's anyone here who would like to speak in favor of this application. Anyone needs to be
Yeah.
unmuted.
Hi, this is Jim Hill. I live at 10 Range Road, directly next to David and Catherine, and we're fully in support of it. I think it's going to be a nice addition to the neighborhood, and I have no objections.
Okay, and you're Mr. Hill, you said
Yep.
you were at 10 Range Road?
Yep.
Did you also sign the petition?
I did.
Okay, so I really couldn't read the names, so I wasn't really sure. It's Jim Hill
Yep,
and the other one is Teresa Hill?
correct.
Okay. Great, thank you, sir. Is there anyone else who'd like to speak in favor?
Yeah, the Blairs are on board and think it's a good idea. And we like our neighbors, and seems like it makes it less non-conforming and seems like a good thing for the neighborhood.
Okay, and what's your address, Mr. Blair?
271 Castle Road.
Okay, did you also sign the petition?
I did sign, yep.
Okay. And it's Brian Blair. Okay, thank you, sir. Is there anyone else who'd like to speak in favor? Okay, now I'm going to turn the tables. Is there anybody here who would like to speak in opposition or maybe unsure regarding the petition? Anyone else like to speak about the petition? In favor or otherwise? Okay. All right, so no one else speaking in response to that request. Then what we're going to do now is we're going to deliberate amongst ourselves, and then we'll let you know what we decide. Okay? This is just for the three of us. If we have any questions, we'll let you know, but it's not a time when you can participate in this discussion. It's just for Michael, Caitlin, and myself. Okay, all right, so Michael and Caitlin,
So let me kick things off by proposing that we find that the submitted changes will not be substantially more detrimental to the neighborhood than the existing state of affairs.
okay, is that a motion? Or
That is a
just
motion. That is a motion.
Motion, okay, for a finding.
Yes.
Okay, is there any discussion on the motion?
Is there a second?
I'll second the motion.
Seconded by Caitlin. Is there any discussion on the motion?
No discussion.
Okay, I have some discussion.
Oh.
In terms of the finding, do you think we need to find it for very specific or just in general to the whole construction project? Because I noticed that as far as the setbacks are concerned, there's no new nonconformity, but we have some existing nonconformities. I suppose we could wrap them all into one, right?
Well, it seems to me that the nonconformities are the pre-existing ones. There's
Right.
nothing the applicants can do about that. And their proposal will be less non-conforming than the existing state of affairs.
Agreed.
Because they're making the new proposed structure conforming vis-a-vis the setbacks, whereas the existing state of affairs is not.
Okay, so all in favor of the motion for finding,
Aye?
Aye.
the name roll call,
Oops, sorry,
Oh,
Caitlin.
sorry.
Go ahead, Michael.
Mike Raworth, aye.
Caitlin Kelly, aye.
and Jocelyn Campbell, aye. Okay, so the next thing we'd have to do, once we've made that finding, is to find a special permit, and I think in doing so, we should really couch it in terms of that section 703E,
Yeah,
the zoning bylaws, and also encompass those pre-existing nonconformities. Of course, there are no new nonconformities, but we still have the lot size issue and a frontage issue. But there have been no changes. In fact, you are correct that many areas of the building have been improved. The setbacks have been improved greatly. So this is really a plus for the neighborhood, it sounds like to me. So does anyone
So
want to
I
bring
would
a motion for the
I would
special
suggest
permit?
we move, I move that we vote to grant the special permit conditioned on construction in conformity with the plans submitted, including the additional setbacks.
I can second the motion.
Okay, and any discussion on the motion?
I just don't know whether Jocelyn, like you said, you want to cite the specific portion of the code 7.03E as to why we're allowing the special permit. I don't know if you need to do that in the finding.
I think we should. I think as far as granting the special permit, that special permit should include, and we can put that in our text, that it includes. We understand that there are these nonconformities. We have a pre-existing non-conforming lot. There are no new nonconformities, and in fact, the lot setbacks are improved greatly. And we can take note of that in the decision. Okay, so we've had discussion on the motion. All in favor? I need a roll call vote.
Mike Raworth, aye.
Caitlin Kelly, aye.
And Jocelyn Campbell, aye. Okay. And so, Mr. and Mrs. Carter, we granted your special permit and the condition that it must be built according to the plans presented. That means you can't make any changes on any of the zoning areas, setbacks. Of course, you want to change the shape of your windows, whatever, that's your business. But if you want, you can't change anything having to do with zoning in your construction. Okay, so it takes us, I'll get it done as soon as possible, get the decision drafted and filed. And once we have it drafted, there's a 20-day waiting period, and then you can get started. Thank you. Right. So thank you, everyone. And do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second,
Any discussion on the motion? And all in favor?
aye. Mike Raworth, aye.
Caitlin Kelly, aye.
Jocelyn Campbell, aye. Thank you, everyone. Have a good evening.
So
Very
much.
much. Thank
Take
you
care.
very
Thank
much.
you, everyone.
And thank you, neighbors.
Right.